Welcome into another episode of Profits Picks. Excuse me, as it's my first time on this type of platform. It's great to be back. NBA season is going. If guys are into it, WNBA is going. It's great to just have basketball back in general. We only have two NBA games today on the card, so it won't be as long of a show. So I figure we'll mention maybe some future bets. If any guys wouldn't get into any futures before season tips off, I'll start maybe on the West Coast. Talk about. Let's start off. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win the West? It's the Lakers. You see the jersey I have on. Shouldn't be a question. Lakers have the best chemistry in the league right now, in my opinion. Who's the next up? It's the Clippers. The Clippers. They don't even seem like they care too much about anything going on right now. Granted, that will change once playoffs start. But as it is right now, I don't. I think the Lakers are the better team. Chemistry matters in the playoffs, especially in a setting like it is right now in the bubble. Everybody's taking this time off. You see, everybody from the Clippers is leaving. They don't care. Lou Will's taking off. Montrez taking off. I mean, they may have their reasons, although Lou Will seems like it was just to hit the strip club or go get some chicken wings, whatever it will be. Patrick Beverly. The Lakers look good. I like the Lakers to win that West. Who's going to get the 8th seed in the West? I'll be willing to go. Both these teams play today, but I'll be willing to go Pelicans. Pelicans, it's possible they're going to have to take every game serious and win majority of their games, but I definitely think it's doable. Memphis is ahead of them by a few games. Memphis has to kind of lose majority of their games if Pelicans are even going to have a shot, but the Blazers have a shot for that spot as well, and I think the Blazers can get at Memphis. They'll probably hand them a loss. Pelicans will beat Memphis. I'm not that high on Memphis. Memphis is not a great shooting team. They have a lot of young players. We'll see how it pans out, but I like the Pelicans to sneak into that 8th spot. It opened at like plus 300, maybe a little bit more. I still like it. I mean, if you're into futures, this is what you're going to have to deal with going up to the start of the season. Then if we look at maybe, or one more I like is we could do a win total. The 8 games that will be played, I like the Clippers to go under. The total is 5.5 minus 135. I would have to take that one under. And like I said, they don't really care about this season or the little 8 games that are being played. What have the Clippers been all year long? They've been low management. Why would that stop now? Why would they take all these risks to get injured before the playoffs? I don't see it happening. I don't think they care too much, and I don't think they win 6 games. So under 5.5 seems pretty good on the Clippers. One more, if we're going to take it over, I would have to go right back against those Pelicans. I mean, it's 5. You can maybe go either way, take them to win or to make the 8th seed, or you can take their win total over. The win total over is minus 120. To make the 8th seed was plus money. But they have to win about 6 or 7 games anyway. And like I said, they have to take every game seriously. I definitely think their schedule is like the second easiest. So I think that it's definitely doable for the Pelicans. I would have to take them over the 5 wins there. And then if we move over to the East Coast, it's not too much I like. I'll say who do I think comes out of the East? I'll tell you who I don't think it is. It's not Milwaukee. I wouldn't be betting on Milwaukee minus, what was it? Last I saw minus 150. I'm not sold. They were the favorites last year and they got bounced. I think it's definitely teams capable of bouncing them in this environment in the bubble. Giannis, he doesn't have a jump shot yet. And until you can consistently shoot the 3, teams will be easily able to defend you in the playoffs when the game slows down. Toronto or any team can go ahead and build that wall and they will struggle. And that's how I see it. So I would count out the favorite. I'm not quite sold on Philly as the second favorite either. They've been playing good ball or as scrimmages, or that I heard one of the guys, I think it was Tobias, say that the team was missing chemistry all year and they finally feel like they have that chemistry. We'll see. I think they'll finish the regular 8 games out strong, but their coach sucks. And I don't trust. They don't have necessarily a guy that is the go-to guy in clutch. I mean, you can give it to Embiid or whatever, but I don't trust it. I don't trust Ben Simmons in the clutch. I don't trust the team as a whole, so I'll be out on the Sixers. The two teams that I would look towards would be the Celtics and the Raptors. And there's a flaw for the Celtics, I'll say, or maybe a couple. There's a couple things I'm worried about. Number one, I'm uncertain on Kemba's health. We'll see how healthy he is. I know he has a minutes limit and everything, but if Kemba is not healthy, Celtics have no shot to do anything in the East. They definitely need Kemba in there. So that's one concern. And second, if they are to play against a team like Philadelphia, they're going to struggle to defend the big man. They don't have a lot of big men on that roster for the Boston Celtics, so that's one concern. But I would be picking between them. They have, I mean, if healthy, Kemba, Tatum, Jaylen Brown, that's a good big three right there. I think that they could make a shot if healthy, make a push if healthy, and the other team would have to be the Raptors. They've already shown that they can beat the Bucks. Granted, they don't have Kawhi Leonard, but they have a coach who's competent and they know the recipe to defeat Giannis. They're all champions. They've all been there before. They have size. I think the Raptors are capable maybe pulling off an upset over there in the East. So I would take them at plus money. Maybe it was plus 700 or maybe even more plus money, but I'm not buying the favorites, not even in the top two. So Celtics or Raptors for me in the East. If I have to pick one, it would be the Raptors. And before we get into NBA, if that's okay with everybody, I want to add in a little extra bonus. It's a good game on today. I mean, it's great basketball all around, but it's a great women's game on today. The Seattle Storm, they have all their players back. Sue Bird, Brianna Stewart going up against the defending champion Mystics. Granted, the Mystics don't have Deladon. They don't have Natasha Cloud. They don't have Tina Charles. They're missing a lot of their star power or star players, but there's still plenty of good players on this roster. You have the finals MVP, Emma Mieseman, Ariel Powers, Maisha Hines-Allen, Ariel Atkins, Leilani Mitchell. I mean, they still have players over there who are capable, and they're taking it to start the year. They're 2-0. They have like a chip on their shoulder because they're being written off, and honestly, I think it's disrespectful. I mean, Seattle is supposed to be the best team in the league right now. I understand they have a bench who could be a starting five a lot of places, but this line is kind of disrespectful here. They're giving them or Seattle's laying 7.5 points versus the defending champions. I mean, both of these teams are 2-0, right? I don't see why or any reason to be giving them a touchdown. So I think you should grab those points. These ladies are going to have a chip on their shoulder. They're more than capable of hanging in there. Granted, Seattle maybe a little bit deeper right now because Washington is hurt, but I still think they can keep it within. I mean, that's almost asking for a double-digit win right there. So I think they can keep it close. I would take the Washington Mystics. All right. NBA. This is what we've all been waiting for. This is what we came here for. Jazz versus Pelicans is the first game on the board. And I should have the updated numbers here. Excuse me. So Jazz versus Pelicans, currently on the board, we have -2 for the New Orleans Pelicans and total at 227.5. And this total opened at 218.5. We're seeing almost a 10-point increase in the total. Utah will be without Bogdanovich, their second leading scorer, I believe. Pelicans, they're fairly healthy. Zion, I believe, is maybe a game time decision or something as he's rejoined the bubble. This Jazz team has been a team all year who's been inconsistent. They've been a team that, yeah, they'll play good one night, then they stink the next night. Or you just can't trust them. Mike Conley came. They didn't know how to integrate him. The one bright spot, I mean, Jordan Clarkson has came over and been able to add a boost of scoring over there. I like Clarkson over there, but they've been inconsistent for the most part. The New Orleans Pelicans, they played some good ball this year. They had a stretch where they were playing extremely good ball. And what was the reason? It was because they were healthy. Finally, everybody was healthy. And that's the situation now. Pelicans, they have every reason to play for. I mean, I already talked about it now. Motivation to make the playoffs. Um, it would have to be Pelicans in this spot for me. They've shown that they're the more consistent team. I think they're the more hungry team, and I think they have the best chemistry. And I think chemistry wins out to start the year. I know it's not a completely new year, but kinda it is. So chemistry wins out in the beginning, and I think the Pelicans have that. I think they get their first win here and stay alive and continue to go for their hunt for that eighth seed. Looking at the total, that 10-point increase makes a whole lot of sense. Open 218.5, now 227.5. Even that seems kind of low. These teams played 3 times already this year. Total was 248, 254, 270, and now you get it open 218. Yes, the books have to adjust 227. That still seems low. You're going to miss the points from Bogdanovich, but pace-wise, Pelicans play at the second fastest pace in the league, and Jazz are not going to have much options but to play with pace in order to keep up. Offensively, both these teams top half of the league. Defensively, Pelicans bottom 10, but they may have a little more reason to play some defense here in this game, but they're going to be up and down the floor. Pelicans, here's a stat for you. Pelicans with a total between 220 and 225. That's where it opened at, or that's where I saw it at earlier. The over was 11-1. So I like Pelicans. I like the over. I just don't trust this Jazz team at all. I do think they can keep up, though, and they can score. So that's the way that we'll rock in that game. Then the game of the night, the one we've all been waiting for. I guess you guys kind of know my opinion. You guys see the jersey I have on. You've heard me talk about it kind of already. Clippers versus the Lakers. Clippers, they're going to be missing Lou Will, going to be missing Montrez. Patrick Beverly was at shoot-around, but didn't participate. So he's likely to not play in this one. And like I said, the Clippers just have no chemistry. This is not a game where you want to just go put it on Kawhi's shoulders and say, hey, go carry us. We need you. They haven't even been that team all year, like not in the regular season. All they care about is being healthy and making it through the year, the same way that they did before Corona, low management, all of that. I don't see why you put it all on Kawhi's shoulders here. The Lakers, not necessarily that they care so much about playing in these 8 games here, but the Lakers, they have great chemistry. They've shown that in the scrimmages. They've shown it before, but they just have great camaraderie. If they beat the Clippers here in this game, it's just about impossible for the Clippers to pass them up. So I think they take care of business here tonight. This is a team you want to send a message to anyway, a team that you're going to have to go through to come out of the West, a team that's beat you a couple times already in the year, although the Lakers won the last game. Lakers are the healthier team. Lakers are without Avery Bradley, are without Rondo. Some people say, who's going to have the ball? Who's going to play make when LeBron's not in? Look, Lakers are fine. They're solid. We had a couple of new additions. We lost some defense in Bradley. We lost a true point guard in Rondo. But we have guys to step up. We have J.R. Smith, the 13th all-time leading three-point shooter. We have Dion Waiters. I don't know if you guys watch any of these scrimmage games. The last one I watched, JR 6 for 7 for 3. Dion Waiters, 18.6 assists. That's what the Lakers needed more than anything. Somebody who can go get a bucket. Somebody who can create something for somebody else. Somebody who doesn't have to be set up all day long and spoon-fed. So Lakers are a better team right now. And Lakers, I mean, they're still a good defensive team, but they're going to light you up on that scoreboard, in my opinion. I like the Lakers here. Without Lou Will, Montrez, that's all of the Clippers' bench scoring. I don't see how they keep up here. Clippers have been a deep team, but that's missing too much in this game. Let's see. Current line for this one. Went a little backwards this time. Current line is -5 for LA Lakers. Total 219. And this total has been going all over the place. Spread has been going all over the place as well. The only way I could play this game is the Lakers. I mean, I've said I think that the I think that I see points in this game. I don't know if I've said that already, but I see points in this game. When I first looked at it, I looked at it and I said, man, these teams play all the time. It's going to be playoff atmosphere. It's going to go under, under, under. I look at Clippers when they play these better teams. I'm like, yeah, it's more leaning towards unders, right? But I've said Clippers don't really care about this game. Clippers, yes, they're missing their bench scoring, but how easy is it going to be for Lakers to score and for their bench to score? And if nobody cares, it's just going to be scoring. And the total, it's not too high. It's going back up now. But I started to second guess myself and think that it'd be more of an over game. And I just still agree. The thing is, if it's going over, in my opinion, it's because the Lakers are killing the Clippers and putting points up on the board. So I like the Lakers -5. I don't like taking the ass end of the line, but I still would take it. I would not go the other way. And on the total at 219, you're missing Lou, you're missing Montrez, but I still think you get that scoring punch from the Lakers. I think they're going to run up and down. I think it's more high scoring in the first half. If you're one of those people who likes first half wagers, maybe you take the first half over. But I think it's more points than not. You could, if it slows down any, it's going to be at the end of the game. If the Clippers are getting beat too much, maybe, and everybody's out, and Lakers are taking the air out the ball. But I still don't see that happening. I would be going either Lakers or going over. So it's great to be back for opening day. Only 2 games today. I feel like it kind of NBA kind of maybe missed an opportunity. Like it should have been like Christmas Day. You should have games like all day long, or at least like yeah, you should have games all day. Everybody's excited. You have to wait and everything, but hey, it's back. I'm not going to complain too much. I'm excited to be back here with you guys. Let's make some money. Let's get back to what we were doing before the season went to a halt. And good luck, everybody. Best of luck if you tell. And let's do it again tomorrow.